December 6, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Oh. Whoa. Hello.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees Company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer.
Ooh.
I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Okay. Do you want to come in, or do you want to stand in the shadow outside?
I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees.
Am I?
A genealogy genie, as it were.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So many things are happening in a row. Okay. Okay. We can zoom in and out. Oh, we can zoom way in. Okay. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I think would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottrees is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." I mean, I would say she looks oldest. That's just me guessing. I don't know. Okay, that's evidence. The list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need to film the family tree. Eloise? Oh, look at all the Roottrees. Candy, Carly, Gwendolyn, Gwen, Christina, Lauren, Margolite, November. Okay. Raina, Riley, Samantha, Tessa. Carl, Clancy, Edward, Clancy Jr., Edward, Elias, Elias Jr., Elias C., Elias M., Jack James, Miracle, Miracle Jr., Miracle the Third, Robert Ronald Wolf. All right, well, we're focused on the girls. List of names. What is this list of names from? Just a list of names? Okay, we have to look at the internet. Welcome. Welcome to the information superhighway. I'll turn that up a little bit. Thanks for purchasing a new Cashew PC. Your PC is equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer, or burn a music CD to listen to later. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscrape's Explorer's new history feature. Happy surfing! Okay. It's December 6, 1998. Our printer is not active and I have no notifications. Let's go to the internet. We're on the internet. Okay. Okay. Let's look for the Roottrees sisters. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sisters' modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial Roottrees fan site seemingly created by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. Those were the days. The young webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS, but Riley is the smart one. Rose is the middle child like me. So it's Riley, Rose, and Raina all start with an RH. Gross. You might think they're just rich. You might think they're rich just because they're models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do the modeling for her brand Root. I eat Roottrees candy all the time. My favorite are Maple Crisps, and try to dress in plaid Root clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Phew, okay. So we have the dad and the mom. Well, no, we have the mom's name, Brenda. And then we have all of the sisters in order. Wow, I'm a super sleuth. Do I have to disconnect from the internet or can I just keep it there? Okay. I don't have any portraits. To get started, click on faces in my evidence tab. Oh. Oldest? Oh, I just have my guess just based on how they look. Oh wait, no, ears pierced. Someone has their ears pierced. Hold on. I didn't take a picture of that. Which one has her ears pierced? Rose. Rose has her ears pierced, and Rose is the middle child. Oh, killing it. But it says RHOZ. So her name's not really Rose? Okay, well, I thought she was the oldest. I'm gonna be confident in that. Just because she looks like the oldest? I don't know. And then that's Raina. She's a model. I mean, aren't they all models? Riley is the youngest. She's also a model, I guess. And you could also be a model. And she's married to TMS. TMS. Oh, there's only one S. Okay. Okay, so we don't know. There's no Rose, but there might be someone with a middle name. Like her name might be like November Rose. Samantha Rose. Figure out what's incorrect. All right, well, let's... Unknown name. Okay, let's look for... Can I go back? Rose. That's obviously not her name. Rose Rootree is not as popular as her older sister Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time they are lumped together as the Rootree sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different. If someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided, doing a deeper dive on what you learn about them will often lead to additional discoveries. A good research tip is to make note of any brand names, books, product lines, or magazines, and search for them. These searches will sometimes help directly, even when they don't usually get additional context. Okay, Root is the fashion. The Root period is a clothing company. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise the clothes toward their target audience. One of them has this to say: you've spied the Roottrees sisters look and fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina. You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently Root has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984. Raina appeared on almost all of them. There's only one the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Rootree, the Rootree sisters' mother and Root's head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed by her birth name, Carly. We found it. Only 2 searches away. We did it. We passed. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. You've also locked the following option entry: Thomas Sheridan. Booyah!
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet.
Oh my god.
Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
I know how to use the internet. Thank you, ma'am.
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional. But filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree.
Okay, we're getting a little too much information. I'm not going to remember this.
I'm off for now.
Okay.
Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Okay. 6. Got it. Oh, you're back.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Are you a scammer? Okay. Oh my gosh. Those are notable people. Well, that's Brenda, probably, the designer / mother. Oh my god, there's so many notable ones. Sleuth. Okay. Every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so we know mom. Does mom count as spouse? Or does mom count as substantial person? No, because mom would have probably married into the Rootree. Name? Brenda White? So stick her there. Don't forget what? Family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after marriage. Always use a person's most recent occupation. Okay, so that's why she was Brenda White, probably. She was only Brenda in there. You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. What's up with these people? Why are these like in their own little... Okay, X. What is that? Oh, split up. Oh, so they're not married anymore. Or they... Well, these people wouldn't be married anymore. They're probably dead, but they married until they were dead. Okay. We have more evidence. The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door, said the lawyers were looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test, the figure gave you access to some resources. This included a list of notable Roottrees who said they would be the easiest family members to place. They said they would return in time it took to fill out 6 more blood relatives. Oh, okay, these are easy to find online. Intuition. You've been in this line of work a long time. So long, in fact, you've developed a 6th sense. Oh my gosh, this music's getting loud. Hold on. This music's getting loud. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells. A list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition! If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Oh my god. This is a lot. Okay, this is a list of notable Roottrees. The person who hired you gave you this list. We got that. Carl. I think Carl's the dad, right? Carl is their dad because he died in the plane crash with him. We read in the paper on the start screen. So let's go put Carl in there. This is Carl. Carl Roottree. I don't know. What is he, like a candy maker? He's the CEO, I would assume. This is an advertisement for 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentions that 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. The ad also mentions current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Radical new flavors. What's even an elderberry anyway? So is this to like say they're gonna have like weird names? The original inventor had 5 kids. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3. You go away. 4, 5. Okay, so this person created the candy. This person made it. Elias? Oh. Oh. Okay. And Gwyneth. That was nice. Thank you. But we don't know which Gwyneth. They said they keep their name, so it could be Madston or Anderson. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. So there's probably like Elias Jr. is one of them, but we don't know like where. We don't know where they lead into. So let's look up. What's her name? Gwyneth Roottree. You find some information for the first Anderson maple farm. Anderson. Gwyneth Anderson. Okay. Including a famous picture. Oh, a famous picture of Gwyneth and Elias. Cool. Nice. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Roottree was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brothers, so as the oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson maple farm so long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias's idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine their maple with other flavors. This led to 5 pieces, which are still found in stores to this day. Though the Roottrees Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it has been preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there are still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off the turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife. She inherited a bajillion-dollar business, was a housewife. Of course. Was not allowed to run a business. What are you, like CEO? I don't know. Oh, president. First president? Maybe. Let's look up Elias. Elias Roottrees was the founder and first president. Okay, yeah. All right, first president. Once I verify the person, I'll be able to add bonus photos. Well, did I verify? Yes, yes. How do I know if they're right, if they're correct? Are you locked in? Or we put founder? Founder's not. Okay, so first president is what you were. But I don't know if you're locked in or not. There's also a biography section that has some additional information. Elias credited for inventing 5 pieces. Elias spent his time and energy on cementing his reputation as a family man. He is quoted on the site as saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup." Ew, gross. "Any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy." The site enthusiastically claims he made good on his promise, but offers no additional detail. There are a few more quotes about Elias from a book called Family Man, The Roottrees Legacy by Bess Williams. Oh, well, I guess we'll search for that. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. Below that, there's a long list of accomplishments, awards, and one stands out, like his great-grandson, Carl. Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. All right, well, we got Carl. We have him. We want to look for Family Man. Let's look for Bess Williams. Oh my gosh, we can just highlight and search. No? Oh, sorry. Go back. Search for one thing at a time. Search periodical. It was a very poorly received book. It is impossible to find a copy. Okay. Well, what's up with Bess Williams? Bess Williams was an author born in the late 1800s. She lived just outside of Miami and died tragically young in a major hurricane that struck the area in 1926. Information about her or her book Family Man seems to have faded over time due to lack of interest. Can we look for a major hurricane? What hurricane was it? Nothing. It was nothing. Well, I'm interested in that, okay? The Roottrees Candy Company, I guess. Let's search for that. Mixed in with the recent news of the plane crash, there are a lot of results for Roottrees' extremely popular candy products. Their official website is unstable due to traffic and it has been receiving. However, you find a direct link to the history section. The Rootree Candy Company was founded by Elias Rootree. For reasons that aren't explained on the page, it has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president with inputs and votes from extended family. Okay, so Carl was not the CEO. He was the president. But probably the second, third, fourth? Probably? The site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl, who despite his death is listed as the current president. Oh. The product that put them on the map were 5 pieces. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's all of our evidence for right now. He's listed as the current president. Okay. Oh, we can look up the book here. What's the book called? Family Man. An old book about Elias Rootree. There's no downloadable version available because the book is impossible to find these days. Okay. So who are we trying to find? Let's look for more people. We got them. This Gwyn Rootree. Gwynn. You find some information on the website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized. The search is broken, but you can get to individual pages. Gwyn Rootree is someone well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. All right, Gwyn got divorced. Is there only one that got divorced? No. Maybe she's this one then. Okay. Her biggest role was in a minor hit movie, Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. There's a widely circulated picture of Gwyn from behind the scenes. Did you know trivia? Gwyn was the granddaughter of Elias Rootree, the founder of Rootree Candy. She shouldn't have been named Rootree, but her father took her mother's name, which was quite rare in those days. Okay, so she was the granddaughter, so she's down here. So it is her. You're Gwyn. And you were an actress. Actor. And she appears on my chart with a star? Yeah. She's locked in. Wait, that means the other ones are not correct. Oh no, yay! It locked it when we got 3. You've also locked Brenda White. I knew! Booyah! That's the bomb. Okay, so she was married to... So she took her... She should not have been named Rootree. The father took the mother's name. So you were probably... Gwendolyn, maybe. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put that there. Okay, we're making progress. Red root tree. We'll do it in all caps. You find information on a website about strange historical facts. Aloysius Herring Rootree was an appointed judge and politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was ambassador to Ireland for about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Rootree Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence. So he's not on here at all. He's not related? Is there one that's like random people? Off to the side? No. Maybe. I don't know. We'll wait for that. Jim Rootree. Oh wait, red herring. He's a red herring. Jim Rootree. James Rootree is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRue. That's exciting. That's an exciting name. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rollin' On Down to the City. It's now in your evidence folder. Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but has its fans who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they are known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse and hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. So he's like, he's kind of far down too. He's like a grandchild. Okay. Let's look at Diamond LaRue. Okay, that's the same. All right, let's go look at their picture. Ooh. As seen in MMM, only the great-grandson of Elias Rootree could make Disco This Week. The great-grandson. Great-grandson. Okay, so kid, grandkid, great-grandkid. So he's on this level. You know, I would think that he would maybe be the kid of the famous lady, because he's also like a musician. And Diamond seems to be like a side character, but there's also a photo of Diamond. That's weird. Also, there's no star. There's no star. There has to be a star. Okay, so then that means that you have to be this one. Singer? Musician. Oh, musician. Maybe? Because you're a notable... And you're your kid, grandkid, great-grandkid, and you're the only great-grandkid with a star. So I feel confident in that, other than Carl. Does this work like regular, like Google? Like can I put in James Rootree children and it'll tell me whose children are? Did I mean Rootree? No, I meant, oh yeah, sorry. Okay. So this does not work like regular Google where you just put in what you want. Okay. Let's then... Oh, the lyrics of the song contain no clues. I did not realize they had all stuff. Okay. So we got Jim. Lauren. Oh, he's not locked in yet. He's not crossed off. Lauren Roottrees. Author Lauren Roottrees, a distant relative of the Roottrees sisters, is known for her book A Life Between Wars. According to a website about famous authors, in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottrees, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as perspectives on changing times and societyalities. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found a new life as an exercise in high school English classes. After sex with her diary, she re-released her romance novels under Lauren Roottrees. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the release by writing 2 sequels, creating what fans refer to as the Court Jester series. You find no recent details about Lauren. She's listed as retired. All right, let's see if we can find a picture of her. No, sorry, public library. I'm gonna spell this wrong every time. What was it called? Romance in Court. Maybe it has her photo. A romance novel by Lauren Roottrees about the author blurb mentioned she had inspiration from one of her brother Clancy's lectures on the Middle Ages. So Clancy and Lauren, brother and sister. A Life Between Wars. It seems like you've hit the jackpot here. This book, occasionally taught in schools. You even find a hardcover edition for the students that has a full-page, high-quality pictures in it. A summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries from the diary have been added to your evidence. Oh my gosh, we're printing up a storm. Oh my gosh. Lauren's diary contains some labeled picture. This is the 5 pieces. Okay, so these are the kids. These are the kids. This picture was from her house, famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. About the same age, so like, this is about the same. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose, to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. Aunt Gwendolyn. We put that somewhere. Morden? Mr. Morden. Oh, there's 2! I found out years later they never even took a second photo. Okay, there's a lot to go over here. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the next generation. Oh my god, there's too many people. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together. 1, 2, 3, 4? So we clumped in the middle and let everyone filter behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why. I'm gonna guess that's Rainbow Tie Guy. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since she's technically a 5-piece. Miracle? I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. Oh, he's technically a 5-piece. Who's Miracle? This guy? Okay, let's go back. Was this Miracle? So wait, this is Lauren saying this. This is... Okay, Lauren is saying Pop, meaning her dad. This is Lauren's dad. Or this was her dad. And this is Mr. Morden with Aunt Gwendolyn. Oh my god, there's little tiny faces back here. I did not even know that was face. Okay, we gotta keep reading. Okay, never mind. Wait, where's all this new evidence we have? Okay, here we go. Here's the book. Here's the book. The below are notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren Roottree's diary pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottree is one of the notable Roottrees in your evidence. Okay, so... she's one down from the original 5. So she's here. And she's a star, which means she's either this one or this one. Possibly. The book was published in 1965 and consists of diary entries that stretch from 1940 to 1965. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around is the loss of her husband, Jacob. Jacob died in the final months of World War II when Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son, Clark, alone. Never remarried, only one child. Okay, maybe. But also maybe. By skimming the diary, you glean the following information. She's the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her mother's family was called the Causills, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer for the Roottree Candy Company and helped write a legal document called Clancid Trust. Well, we'll look that up later. It's clear from the context the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of the family. 5 pieces of the first generation. The next generation was Lauren, and then the Free Spirits is the generation after Lauren's. 5 pieces, next generation, Free Spirits. Okay, so she... Wait, does it say if she had brothers and sisters? An entry entitled Complaints from Lauren Roottree's diary, written in 1953. This entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwen, who is on the notable Roottrees list. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. Gwen as an only child. Okay, so that makes sense. 3 younger brothers, so this must be her. Okay, we shouldn't have taken all the photos. I think it's this one. Lauren. And it was Jacob. She was an author. And he's this one. Okay. Okay, so far we have this one, and if we get one more, we should find out if that was correct. This is a lot like Obra Dinn. Okay, so she has 3 brothers, and she had the 1 kid, and what was the kid's name? Wait, didn't we know the kid's name? Clark. No, Clark. Clark Rafferty, Jacob Rafferty. We don't know what his deal was. Wait, it said that she was listed as retired. Okay, never mind. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. Margot? Your mother's name? Oh, Aunt Margot. Okay. I hope she would be the sister I never had, and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. What a mess, but she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Oh wait, blonde? One of the 5 pieces. So you must be Aunt Margot. Now she's living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlit and tell tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. She's the first Roottrees woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I am jealous. If I were not a single mother, I could make my own way in this world. Oh, she's the only person not to be a housewife? All right. Housewife. Well done. We've locked in James, Lauren, and Margalit, and got their spouses locked in as well. Booyah. Oh yeah, Lady's gonna come back.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important-looking papers. You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Okay. What's this? The notorious Montjoys. Riot girl. All right, can I go away from here? All right, what new evidence did we get? We're not even done with this evidence. I was just doing too good of a job. An entry entitled Dynasty from Lauren Roottrees' diary. It focused on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president and the meeting to determine his successor. I wish I'd been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it for so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. All right, well, we know the jobs at least. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family since we still have the Roottrees name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach, even though his surname doesn't match the candy. He's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always been very peculiar views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all. But he just laughed. Oh wait, didn't we learn that siblings are... When we did the sisters, does that mean all siblings are always listed oldest to youngest or youngest to oldest? I can't remember now. Oldest, okay, oldest to youngest. Okay, that's helpful. Angie's older than Zach, and I'm the next oldest of us all. So is Angie the firstborn? He's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece, Zach. Well, we don't know. I only had 2 kids. Wait, then wouldn't that make this one? Because you're like a little kid. Because we're going to youngest. Okay, we'll stick you. I don't know who you are. An entry entitled Sam from Lauren Roottree's diary in 1963. From a previous entry, you learn that Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I'll never meet. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or 2, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. And I'm not the only one to realize. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. There's so many names. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Secret child, I'm guessing. Secret child. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, Essie and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all 3 are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seemed thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider is cozied up to family affairs. Why is Granddad making an exception? Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18, for God's sake, and Danielle isn't much older. Danielle! Well, they got split up. Danielle isn't much older, but openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. 16. Clark, like the rest of his generations, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than one person could spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department store once he retires. And as for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. Swashbuckle My Heart. Nothing. Okay. So Jacob is one of the brothers. Jacob is a brother. Stephanie Jones. This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It was a handwritten note attached to seem personal. It's a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article from the Butler County Times. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. CM. M. That's R. CM. No, y'all are Roottrees. Y'all are Roottrees. Wait. Okay, what's this? This photo was tucked in an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, to Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, although it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work all you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. I feel like when I'm reading this, a lot of stuff's connected, but I'm just reading it all in a row, so I'm like, oh, this is probably related to something. Okay, we got pictures. Until the end. Okay, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that without two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie. Nicole. Debbie, Nicole, and Ernie are related to Carl in some way. So where's Carl? Carl's here. Oh my God, there's like an adoption situation? Okay. All right, well, we got some more names and photos. We know her. I don't even know who this guy is back here. Is that the weird guy? Is that the one that we're like, Sam, the Sam guy? They don't know who that is? This has to be Eli Jr. Don't you think? Like standing in the middle there? This is Pop. This is Lauren's dad. Okay, and then so younger to oldest. I'm gonna go ahead and put... I don't know if this is right. Maybe we shouldn't put them there if I don't know if it's right. It might confuse me. That's Gwen. That's Pop. So I'm guessing because this is Miracle because he was so young, because he was the same age as Lauren, he was the same age as the people that were under him. So like if that little kid gets to be in the picture, we want to be in the picture too. And they were like only the 5 pieces. And so we were mad about that. So this is Gwendolyn, right? Because that's Margolita or whatever. And you're a housewife, because all the women were housewives until the actress lady. We learned that all the women were housewives until the actress lady. Okay, okay. And then we know that these jobs were like actor or like architect, blah, blah, blah. We saw that too. Okay. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 or so years, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate the old family photo. This is the one from the 70s. Carl, wait, we know Carl. Carl's the teenager in the middle. Carl is Lauren's kid. No, Carl's the guy, dead guy. Carl is this. Carl! The teenager in the middle, that's you? Okay, I'm not gonna take a picture of everyone because that's confusing me. Carl! Okay. Sorry about the water damage. On the back, in childish print writing, it says November. Now, November is somebody's name. So I'm guessing that's you because you're a child. But why would you write your own name on the back of a photo? Or so maybe it means the actual month of November. There's also a large number of cursive signatures. Oh, yeah. So, sorry. Hit the microphone. So November signed her name as a kid. And everyone else signed it. Bonnie... Next President Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Carolyn, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Rootree, Clark, Carl, Eli M. Ugh, there's too many people. I'm not gonna take photos of everybody because I think that's gonna be confusing to me. We haven't even figured out this one yet. Okay, so this is also Lauren or this is Lauren? Did she get an extra photo? A bonus photo? She did. Yeah, that's what she would look like if she smiled. Right? Does that look right? Is her nose the same? Yeah. Her hair's similar. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that for bonus picture. I don't know. Yeah, because she has 3 brothers. Okay, so yes, those were her brothers. But we don't know. And Sam! Oh, Sam! Sam, the mystery man! That's Sam. And Miracle is technically a 5-piece. So maybe this is Miracle. But this time, he would have been older. But what's with the eye patch? Okay, I can't do a second photo. Maybe he lost an eye and that's why he was a Miracle. Oh, he has both eyes. Okay, so this is clearly the shady person. They gave him sunglasses. These are the brothers. I don't know who these people are. Oh. Oh, she's just updating it. Okay, there's more. We haven't locked down Miracle. Oh, wait, Miracle Jr.? Are you a notable? Yeah, you're definitely... Okay, Miracle Jr. then is our last notable, which means you're definitely this, which means you're definitely Miracle. Which means you're Miracle the Third. Cool, look at that. We're getting it, guys. Okay, so you're definitely in one of the photos because there's like giant photos of... Oh wait, what's this? This bonus was attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, couldn't make the reunion, wishing you well from Paris, Gwyn and the boys. Gwyn and the boys? Oh, the boys. The boys. You were married to somebody that we don't know. Okay, so you have an alternate photo. Look at that hair. And then you have two boys, one of which was married. But I don't know. He looks like he would be oldest. We're putting him first. Okay. We don't know your names though. The boys. Hello, welcome. We're being sleuths. I have no idea who this is. I have no idea who this is. Okay. Where's the big group pictures though? Okay, so there's definitely... Look at this tie. The rainbow tie. Hold on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. The rainbow tie. I bet this is that kid, because this was taken, that wouldn't be the same guy in the same rainbow tie. Because the picture was taken, oh, it was literally there. But that's that kid. Do you think? Because these pictures were taken too far apart for that to be the same guy. Okay, so you're November. You're someone's child, but like, whose child? Or wait, are you holding hands? Is this your mother? I also don't know who that is. Are these your parents? Who's that guy? You're pregnant. That other lady was pregnant, but I don't think that's relevant. Bonnie, Guy, Ernie, Carolyn, Gwyneth, Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr. Okay, so Miracle Jr. is in this photo. Oh wait, Eli. You have a name tag on. Eli. Eli M. Eli. But who's Eli M? I'm missing the people with the last name M. We have Rafferty. We don't have anyone with an M yet. I haven't even gotten over this side. Don't even get me started on that. Also, you guys had kids. Also, who's Pop? Which one is Pop? I don't know. I'm just gonna start searching for people. Let's look for Miracle Jr. Or Miracle. You find a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by Miracle Roottrees Estate. It's quite bare bones, but has the following blurb. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle's Roottree. Miracle Roottree arrived so late in his mother's life, called it, that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over these complications and even regained his sight, hence the eye patch, to spread the healing word of the Almighty. So I bet that older guy in that other photo is him. 23 years later, Miracle Roottree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for a higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left the life of glamour and glitz to reach places in need the most. The power of the Lord coming to a town near you. Below the blurb is a flyer about the tour. Oh, let's go see. Here, oh, he's the rainbow tie. Okay. And then Miracle the Third, also, and his wife Nicole. So, okay, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. And you're what, a preacher? Preacher, all right. Or pastor. Wait, is that the same thing? Okay. So you were also a preacher? And your wife's name's Nicole. Smith? Sure. Okay. So that means you're Miracle Jr. Wait, where's the picture? So you're Miracle. And then you're Miracle Jr.? I can't do that until we verify him. Ah, dang it. Okay. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist. Oh, is that a job title? No, okay, still preacher. We're still putting preacher. Okay. Evangelist? No, we're still putting preacher. Okay, got it. He used to have a show that aired. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in a disguise. The author also mentions Edith had a bit of a checkered past, but doesn't clarify. His wife, Edith. Okay. Edith Jacobson. All right, there we go. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States, where he is not well known before the scandal. Cool. All right, well, we need like another person. I'm pretty sure this is right and this is right. We just need another person to be true to lock that in. So what were you? Oh wait, were you a preacher also? Were you all preachers? Yes. Well done. There we go. We got the miracles, the 3 generations of the miracles, and their various spouses, and another photos, and alternate photos. Booyah. So wait, you were also this guy? Nope. Sunglasses guy. Which means you were also Sunglasses guy's kid. Okay. Diamond LaRue has another photo? Interesting. I still don't know if this is in the right order. I feel like he had like oldest son energy. He was standing in the middle of the photo. And I still don't know what order her brothers are in. But apparently she's the oldest. And I still don't know what his name is. Well, you'd be the youngest. Because you just look littler than everyone else. Okay, wait. We can figure this out. The guy looking to the side is the youngest. And then... honestly, I mean, I know height is not a determiner of it, but you look like you're old. You have glasses, but you also could be old. But you're wearing a bow tie. You're nerdy. Okay, I'm not going to assume. I don't know. He looks a little older than him, but I'm not going to assume. I'm not going to assume. We'll wait till we have more evidence. I need to look for 5. Oh, we can do it from here too? Oh my gosh. For marketing material to various candy history sites, you learn that 5 pieces are the iconic candy. Okay, nope, I just need to know. There's also a history of print advertising website that claims to have a 5 pieces advertisement called The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Yeah, let's look for that. This looks like a big brain game. It's really already way easier than Obra Dinn, and I wasn't really good at Obra Dinn. But I've already figured out a lot. I think it's one of those where it starts out really easy and you're like, yes, I'm so smart. And then you, you get to a point and you're like, I don't know. I don't know anything. All right, here we go. Oh my God, we're printing things. We're printing things. This was part of a book series about all things candy in the modern world. It starts in 1925 and continues onward to chronicle the rise of mass production and global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future of candy, as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they pretty much got everything wrong. Let's look. Let's look. I want to see these vintage candy advertisements. Oh wait, did we find all the notables? We found all the notables. Dang it. It's a miracle. A modern candy for a modern society. Roottrees 5 pieces contain 5 different maple-infused flavors. G is for grape. E is for elderberry. CE is for cinnamon extract. M is for melon. And M for miracle berry. So these are all their names. Gwendolyn, Miracle, Miracle Berry is a burst of beautiful blossoming blended berries. Eli, I think, is one of them. Wait, so does that make this he would be Eli Jr. He would be Elias Jr. Yeah. He'd be Elias Jr. So Elias, Gwendolyn, Margot lead, and Miracle. So what does that leave? Elias, Gwendolyn, CE. CE. Clancy Edward. Which means that Clancy Jr. was one of his kids, but we don't know which one. Okay, I feel confident in that. So we have the names of these. They're locked in. Clancy Edward. We just don't know if Gwendolyn and Elias Jr. are in the right order. I don't know which one's oldest. I'm guessing he is, but we haven't confirmed that yet. Which probably is like, I shouldn't have them there, but that's okay. I'm still not sure, like, one of these has an evidence thing of, like, this has a, oh wait.
We're rolling on down to the sea.
This has 10 more pieces of evidence. Can we stop playing this song? Okay, apparently we cannot stop playing the song. Oh. Okay, I just found that button. All right, these are all... We don't know who that is. Next president, Guy Hudson. Does that mean you were... Well, we know the president skipped this generation. We know that none of these people became the president because nobody wanted to do it. We know you didn't, because you became a preacher. So one of these ones was the second president because it was him, and then skipped this generation. The next president came here, which means you were the third president. But didn't they say you, the website lists you as the current president? Guy Hudson. Let's look up Guy Hudson, why don't we? Fancy Flavors was an addition to the 5-piece product line for less than a year in 1979. It was Guy Hudson's first and historically most cited move as president of Roottrees. In an attempt to cater more towards what he thought the average person wanted, Guy looked at his own wealth, which was often the source of envy for others, and decided to tap into the idea that if they added fancy flavors, anyone could live like the wealthy. The philosophy led to a flavor in 5 pieces that was meant to mimic caviar. 5 pieces sold less that year than it had any other year, except in some foreign markets. It was very quickly announced that caviar was meant to be a limited flavor. Okay, gross. We already know Jim Roottrees. Oh wait, Jim Roottrees in there. We know Miracle Jr.'s in there. Eli M., which is this guy. Okay, Eli. Elias M. Roottrees? Okay, well, that wasn't helpful. I don't don't know these names. Clark is who's Clark? Oh, Clark Rafferty? Is he the only Clark? He's the only Clark. So he's in this picture. A few fan sites for the band Jim and Diamond seem to mention he used to make music with Clark Rafferty. Then mentioned an album called These Times. A band called C&J and J&D released one single called These Times. Someone with the username Die Hard Dazzler scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently, this was Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. You can't find anything else about Die Hard Dazzler, the band, or the single, so that's all that's left to do is scan your evidence. After a blazing fast 35-minute download, the track is also available. All right. So Carl and Jay, so this person was Diamond's sister. Okay, where's that evidence? Of course their faces are covered. These Times is a single from a folk group. Oh yeah, they did say that. Music and lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottrees, backup vocals by the LaRues. On the sticker it says folk song style songwriting. The lyrics contain no clues. Okay, so Clark. Okay, what do you look like? You have dark hair and look like this. You both have dark hair. How rude. You have facial hair. You have facial hair. So we're gonna try to say you're this facial hair. Which means Clark is no facial hair. Are you a musician also? And then Diamond has a sister, but I guess she doesn't matter. But you're also in this photo. And you'd be the blonde one. And nobody cares about your sister. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Does that really help? We don't know these people's last name. Oh wait, M. Gwyneth M. What were the M people? Gwyneth Madsen. Gwyneth Madsen. Did I not spell her name right? Gwyneth. That's how you spell her name. There's so many pictures full of people. I feel like there's also a lot in here. Yeah, Clark. There's so many names in here. Wait, Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Clancy. Carl. Brother. Clancy. Junior. Clancy Edward. Clancy Jr. Oh my god. It's all making sense. Okay, we got one brother. We got one brother, but I don't know what his name is. Edward. One of them is Edward. Probably the nerdy looking one. Jacob. Okay, Edward and Jacob. I would say Edward is probably... Oh, wait, are you Jacob? Because you're the youngest. That's what I was gonna say. I think you're... Jack. Wait, no, Jacob was your husband. Oh yeah, because you got married when you were 16. I forgot you were literal children when you got married. Okay. Zach is a cousin. And his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Oh my god, there's twins? I have not gotten to this side of the board yet. Okay, so it must be Zach and sister must be here. Because that's the only two. Everyone else is single child. Except for you, but you're Miracle. Okay, what are your brothers' names? Edward. Okay, Edward? No? Okay. I haven't looked up anything. I don't have a magazine yet. Do I have a magazine? No. Oh my god, what is this? I didn't even look this. I could be right. I'm taking pictures with my phone. Okay. Like I said, this has the most evidence. This also has a lot of evidence. Stephanie Jones. Did we look up Stephanie Jones? Oh, the Butler County Times. We finally have a periodical. Jones. Stephanie Jones. This search engine isn't very good. The most recent mention of Stephanie Jones is a small report detailing the election results from last month's election. Stephanie won the election. Congrats. You also find a full version of the newspaper clipping on the back of the campaign mailer. While most of it's unimportant, you do find the following. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon, until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones, has lived in Butler County her whole life. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entirely female influence. Though she's a distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother, Caroline, a local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past, has often come out opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. Stephanie Landon. Did we get that into evidence? I thought they printed something out, but maybe not. Out of father. Wait, are you down here then? Because he kept getting divorced? Or here? This was also a divorce. But then you would have gotten adopted by second person. This actually might be Stephanie, but I don't feel confident in that yet. I'm just looking for the divorces. There's only a couple divorces. This one. I don't even know what's happening in this situation. This looks like a very complicated thing. And then this one. Caroline. Let's look up Caroline Landon. No? Okay. Let's look up Stephanie Jones. Yeah, we read the full article in the Butler County Times. I thought it said it was printing it out for us, but I don't. Not there. Spooky. Okay. We looked up Edward Roottree, and that didn't get us anything. Can we look up Clark? An album called These Times. We already tried to look at this though. Yeah. Okay. Zach's not a bad president after all. We gotta figure out Zach. Can we look up Zach? No? Is his name like Zachariah or something? Wait, Zach Morden. Oh yeah, because it was like he wasn't a Roottree. I forgot. He's Morden. What was it? Zachariah. Wait, that's not. Is that not how you spell his name? He has to be on the internet. He's like the president. Zachariah. No, that's how you spell it. Okay. Okay, the Morden thing. Who are the Morden people? This has so much to just like, okay, well, let's move on from this though. That apparently has a lot also. So this is CM. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. So possibly our conflict. So where's Carl? Here's Carl. So then possibly cousin, I guess. Cousin, probably, because no sibling. Could be any of these people. Could be any of these people. Can I look for Gwendoline Roottree? Nobody's on the internet. Nobody's on the internet. Okay. I don't know how this can have so many clues associated with it. Like, I feel like we figured out their names. Oh, wait, unless... Oh, they're in order of the birth. I did mess it up. Yeah, because it goes down, I think, oldest to youngest. Okay, I feel good about that. And she's a housewife. And so then, yeah, you're not a housewife. But there was one thing that said, okay, so he's a preacher. So then it was like architects. There was some note where she was like, architects, lawyers, and whatever. This is about Sam. This is like a million names. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet. Architects, preachers, and lawyers. Okay, so we got the preacher. So one of them's an architect and one of them's a lawyer. But Eli, they said Eli built something. So Eli would be the architect. Because you built it, and then you would be the lawyer, unless I have this completely backwards. Nope, there we go. Well done. Ooh. We got the 5 pieces, and we also did the weird pictures, the alternate pictures. Booyah.
You're listening to WRTD.
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's
WRTD News. Got it. Let's do it before we remember. WRTD News is your local investigative jazz radio station. During their news segment at 45 minutes on the hour, they've been talking about the plane crash. This most recent hour, they also talked about a picture taken from Carl's office after a plane crash and promised an interview with a psychologist. Why? During the interview, it's revealed there wasn't a break-in. Instead, someone with a key to the office took the picture. The lady, right? After discovering the pipes burst due to a recent storm. This means it was likely someone close to the family, the lady, who I'm assuming we're going to have to figure out who she is. Like she's some secret person or whatever. The psychologist, however, also goes on to post the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because no one in the family had come forward to say they have in their possession. A comment below the article says, "Don't believe their lies. This is just another instance of the Roottree curse being a real true thing. I bet you Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence in it. Oh. The Roottrees sisters, at the same time, a photo of Carl's generation was taken. It's also not for long. You heard something on the radio. The photo you were given may have been stolen from Carl's office. The newscaster mentioned you could search online for WRTD to find out more. Yeah, I'm assuming this mystery woman has some kind of, like, we're gonna have to figure out who she is. All right, what has the most evidence? This still has the most evidence. This still has a lot. I don't know if this means it's, like, still has evidence and we can make it not have evidence. Like, as we find it, the number goes down. Sam is a distant relative. Miracle's boys. Okay, Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys. So Zach is on the level. Zach is on this level, but it's not you guys. But they also said Zach wasn't a real Roottree. Which means it was your son? Because it said they kept his mother's name? Where's the thing where it says that... He's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Oh. Here. I don't understand. Oh, firstborn son. Sorry. No. You're Angelica. You would be Zach. So wait, this is Morden. So are you James? Okay. And she's older than Zach, and I'm the next oldest. So does that track? I mean, it just says the siblings are listed oldest to youngest, not that like through the family is. Okay. So then here's where the Morden stuff starts coming in. So this is the M side. So that means like the C. So this might be the CM or whatever, because it's on the same thing as Carl. So this might be CM. Which means that the daughter was Stephanie Jones? Ryan Jones, Patricia Jones. CM might be like, hey, my daughter's running for office or whatever. That's a big maybe. Let's take that away, because that's going to confuse me. Okay, so Zach was the second president. And then Guy was the third president. Maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. We're looking for a fatty. We're looking for a fatty. Confirmed. All right, Zach. What picture? Oh, are you Zach then? Are you Zach? Does that make sense with the timeline? Yeah, you look the same age as them. You look the same age as them. Does it say you're in the photo? All right. Zach. Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy. There's too many names in this. Okay. I'll argue that the company should say with our branch of the family since we still have the root tree name. So it broke off into the Mordens and the root trees. Okay. I feel that we have gotten pretty much everything with that on. I don't know how there's so many clues to find in this. It says we got the pictures. I don't understand. It says there's no clues in there, and we knew who Jim is. We know who Diamond is. Why is the little number so high? We got these. Why is the little number so high? Like we're done with these. This I still don't understand. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, but in her words, it was still full of love. Yeah, divorced or whatever. Which makes me think, yeah, this was the only divorce that happened. So is your last name Jones? Brian. Cattrall. Go with this. Okay, we're gonna put you here. We're gonna put you here. And you're like what? A politician? City council? Candidate for local office. I don't know what that means. To baby. My job is baby. Politics. Okay, this number keeps going up, so it makes me think I'm like doing it. Okay. Okay, Landon. So then, is there another Landon in here? Mark. Okay, so then CM. Wait, who we... Caroline. Okay, then what would that thing say about like the Butler Times or whatever? born Stephanie Landon. Brian Jones. Oh, duh. We just weren't on this side of the board when all this was happening. Her mother, Caroline. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is all correct. Divorced who though? Caroline Landon. But we didn't. And her partner. Wait, so that means you were a lady. So that means you were you had you, and then there we go. Caroline Landon. Morden. What was Caroline Morden? But we looked for Caroline Morden. Oh, artist. It literally says artist. And then you got adopted by somebody. Guardian, adoption, or otherwise. So yeah, this means it was a lady. I had entirely female influence. Can we say unknown female? Would we know who this person is? I feel good about this chunk though. I feel good about this chunk of the map. Let's try to look for Caroline Morden again though. I just think that's weird. Who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past. Okay. So, sorry, that was... Here we go. There isn't much about Caroline as a person. This is mostly a listing of art. Accompanying the story, there's an image. The art and beauty of women. According to a quote further down, Atlantis' burden is meant to symbolize a society. So the picture has added to evidence. Okay. Here we go. Whoa, she looks cool. Caroline standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis Burden. Well done. We locked in Fat Zach, Caroline Morden, and Stephanie Landon. Got their spouses and accoutrement. Booyah! Oh.
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it.
I think you did.
But I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I guess that means I've officially confessed.
I already said.
I'm a root tree.
I already guessed.
I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of. If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more, in person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
15? Are there 15 more people left? Jeez, Louise. Well, I think that's a pretty good place to end it for today. My brain is mush, but look at all the yellow. Look at all the yellow. We got some guesses on the board, but we also got a lot of confirmed family members. We've started, okay, so yeah, we've started breaking down the Roottrees side and the Morden side. Wait, Morden side. So that's pretty exciting. We even got, I think, the trickiest one there. This one also looks a bit tricky, but we'll figure that out.